Whether you are crocheting an adjustable strap for the easy shoulder bag, which is shown in a separate video, or replacing a worn-out strap, learn the easy stitches to make a comfortable 3/4-inch strap, how to add the hardware, and quick tricks to minimize finishing. The strap can be adjusted from 30 inches to 60 inches in length, so you can hang it from one shoulder today, then convert it to a crossbody strap tomorrow. Written instructions are included with the Easy Shoulder Bag pattern. The link is in the description below. What we're going to do is form a slip knot, put it on our hook, and we are going to chain 200. Now you're going to be working very firmly because with this nylon thread, it has no stretch, so you want to make it firm. So I'll meet you when we get our 200 chains. Okay, so we have just chained our 200, and I wanted to show you what you wanted. The next step is we are going to begin working our foundation row. And how you do that is in the second chain from the hook, under the upper loop, you're going to work a single crochet. And once again, as I explained before, you're going to work tightly. Now, in the next stitch, the next chain, the upper loop of the next chain, you're going to work another single crochet. And you're going to work one single crochet in every single chain through the upper loop only, all the way to the end. And I'll meet you when we get there. We've worked all the way to the other end, and we're at the last chain. So what we're going to do is insert our hook in that last chain and complete the last single crochet. Now, chain 1. Don't turn. And here's our last single crochet on the end. We are going to work around it and work 3 single crochets around it. 1, 2, and 3. Then in the first stitch we are going to work a single crochet on the foundation edge. This is the edge that was the original chain. So we're going to work in every single one of these stitches on the other side of the foundation chain. Now, since this yarn is very polished, it's difficult to weave in. So we're just going to lay the yarn tail along that edge and work around it as we do those single crochets. So we're going to work one single crochet in each of those stitches and at the same time bury that yarn tail. And I'll meet you when we get to the end because I want to show you something very special down there. We are just working our last single crochet at the other end in the very last stitch. Now this is our edge stitch here from the first row. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach the slider to this end at the same time that we round the corner and come back this other side. So how you do this is, first off, chain 1. Take your loop off the hook. The right side of the strap is facing us, and so is the right side of the slider. Now you're going to take this and insert the loop. Make sure that loop comes through the lower opening of the slider and pick up your loop. Now, it's okay if it falls back through, but I'm just going to hold it there for now. Now, move the slider down, the slide mechanism down, and insert your hook through the upper opening of the slider. Pick up a loop and do a slip stitch. Now, the first chain acts as a single crochet, and that just finishes it off. So now we're going to insert our hook around the edge stitch and through the lower opening and pick up a loop. Pull it up nice and tight. You got to do this part really tight. Then move the slider down. Now, if your slider doesn't have a sliding slider, it's okay. It could be solid, but you have bottom opening and a top opening. Now go back to the top opening and pick up the loop and pull through everything to complete a single crochet. Now we're going to do 2 more single crochets through and around that edge stitch of the strap, through the bottom opening, pull up a loop for the first part of a single crochet, then insert our hook through the upper part of the opening, the upper opening, and pick up a loop and pull through everything. Now it's kind of clumsy, sort of, because it keeps moving on you, and the slider, especially if you have a sliding slider mechanism for the center section. Okay, so we're doing it again. So that's 3 through the end stitch in the lower, 3 single crochets, and then insert the hook at the top and pull it through and through everything to finish another single crochet. Now we're going to go, that's the first 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go into the very last stitch, which is the upper 2 loops of the stitch coming, the first stitch coming down this side, but we are going through the lower loop, or the lower opening, at the same time. So pick up that loop and pull that forward. Now go back, this is kind of tricky, get back into here, pick up a loop, and finish that single crochet in that last stitch. So now we have 5 stitches along this edge, and you see how neat that looks? So at this point, all you have to do is pull that loop up a little bit and tuck it back through to the back. And then insert your hook into the very next stitch and continue on down with 1 single crochet under both loops of each single crochet all the way to the other end. When you get to the end of the strap, and there's our beginning stitch, we're just going to insert our hook and slip stitch into that stitch. You want to cut your yarn, leaving yourself about 12 inches. Straighten the strap so there are no twists and fold it so the right sides face out. Then insert the strap through the opening on the first purse clip and slide the clip down to the center. Now go to the unfinished end of the strap. With the right side facing, insert the end from back to front through the lower opening on the slider. Then, from front to back through the upper opening of the slider. Then adjust the slider on the strap like so to leave about 8 inches exposed on the end. Pull the yarn tail through the opening also. With the right side of the strap facing you, insert the end through the opening on the last purse clip and fold the flap over so the wrong side of it is next to the wrong side of the strap, just about 1 inch or so. Use the yarn tail to securely sew the flap in place and weave the end in about 6 to 8 inches by drawing the yarn under the row of single crochet on the strap. Make a slip knot and chain 9. Lay the yarn tail right across the work in the opposite direction. Now, I put some tension on my yarn. I'm going to go under the 3rd loop on the back of the 2nd chain from the hook and in each chain to the end. But I'm also going to go under the yarn tail. And what that does is it buries that yarn tail. And see, I can always pull that yarn tail up later. Okay, go into the next under the back loop, under the yarn tail, and work a single crochet. I just made it to the end, and as you can see, I have a yarn tail loop sticking out. All I have to do is go to this end, pull it through, and trim that off. It's buried. Fold it over so it becomes a little circle, and I'm going to slip stitch into the very first single crochet under both loops. Now I'm going to cut my yarn, and I'm going to use that yarn tail to just secure this little end, and my little keeper is finished. So here is our beautiful little adjustable strap. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please take a moment to subscribe and ring the bell to receive notifications of upcoming videos and events. Happy crocheting!